What's going on, everybody? This is Jordan with Conquer Trading and Investing, and I am so happy to be here with you all this morning. So grateful for each and every one of you, grateful for this time together, and excited for this session ahead. It's going to be a strong session because we have a lot to catch up on, a lot to prepare for. Looking forward to getting into it. This week is so crucial. By the way, take a look at your surroundings. You're surrounded by a bunch of good people. What I mean by that is that we are at the last day of the month. Watch out for month-end flows today. Watch out there. I am going into this session and into this week with the mindset that I am looking here to get back into the flow of market, to get back sharp. Because after Monday, after Labor Day next week, it's September, October, expect some big moves. There's so much going on. It's ridiculous. 2020 has been quite a volatile year. That is going to be continuing to pick up. Let's be ready. Let's be sharp. I am looking, Heath. Good morning, brother. I am looking for this week right here. And that's not to say by the end of this session I won't be taking any trades, but I don't have that mindset. I'm looking here to get back into the flow. I'm looking for that feel. That's the most important piece of training. The more time you spend on your analysis, the better the trades that you're going to put up. All right, let's start over here with this morning. Right now at 9 o'clock, we do have over here, we have the Fed Vice Chair, I can't, you know me and pronunciations, Claridita, excuse me for butchering, speaking right now. That's basically the highlight of the session. We have tomorrow, be aware of your surroundings. Anyone trading the Australian dollar, I'm still holding that long on the Australian dollar, Japanese yen. We have the Australian Central Bank rate statement, right? We also have tomorrow morning ISM manufacturing PMI, Wednesday, non-farm employment change. And then the big one on Friday, first Friday of the month, we have non-farm employment change. I don't really think any particular data points right now what the market's keying in on, right? I don't think that's changing. What's going on with the dollar? What's going on with the dollar right now? We could see that here. We are coming in and we're testing that low from last week this morning. Again, today could be a little bit volatile. We do have some year-end flows that could distort things. So let's just make sure that let's go into this session. We're going to take a look at every instrument and just really get our bearings of what's going on. We're seeing it looks like the equity markets are going to be dipping down a little bit at the opening. We're seeing Tesla selling off a little bit ever since the stock split. That's all noise. But speaking of signal, and then I'm not going to get into it today. If you guys have been watching what's going on Twitter, that great inflation deflation debate. But look what this is. This is actually signal, right? The Fed now owns a total of 22,913 different securities. What's funny about this is that in the last quarter, you saw a lot of sovereign wealth funds positioning out of U.S. stocks. They thought they were overvalued. It looks like the Fed came in, stepped in to make up for that. They're going to have to FOMO in. They're going to have to FOMO back in. Is there more upside left on the U.S. equity markets? Well, when the central banks are the buyers, all right. Let's focus in and over here. I want to just start real quick. It looks like Ethereum is trying to lead the crypto market to the upside over here. It's trying to break out over here to the upside, and it looks like it is the leader trying to bring the rest of the market with it. Bitcoin unchanged on the day. That's that. Really not much to get into there yet. Let's get into traditional finance. Good morning, Shane, Sarah, everybody, Medusa. So happy to be back. All right. So let's start off here with the dollar. If anyone saw last week the video, I tried to post a few different important videos. One on the dollar, one on the equity markets, and another on gold and silver. I hope they were helpful. I know that they were for me. I have a very important video coming on Bitcoin. Not yet, because listen, this is just a quick side note because it's important for me to check in with all of you. If you all last week, first of all, everyone in the Conquering the Markets group knew that we changed our plans as far as going away with the family because our daughter was starting school with the distance learning. We felt it was really crucial for her to make that connection, not only with her teacher but the other students. And me and my wife were doing a detox. It triggered my Lyme. It was a terrible week. That's neither here nor there. It doesn't matter, right? But it was a terrible week for me. It brought back like fog brain where I can't think or form sentences. So this week's really important for me getting back into it. I'm not feeling 100%. That's neither here nor there. But just to let you know, if I'm getting stuck, so you know what it is. All right. I'm going, and that's why I didn't put this video out. I'm going to be putting out a video on Bitcoin and how to trade this bull market phase that we're entering right now, that we've entered, but we haven't really got started, right? And it's going to go through two different types of narratives. Those that are looking to basically hold through it and add on the 30% dips, and those that are going to be looking to try to time when Bitcoin is to take profits during the peaks and then add back at the 30%. I'm going to give more or less a guideline, a guide on how we could do that, how that could be done, and I hope that is going to be helpful for you. I'm really, really looking forward to that one. So I don't have a timeline on it. I want to do it very, very, very well. It's probably the most important. Alexander, what's going on? Good morning. Thank you, Visal. And I don't, listen, it's just, thank you. So anyone who watched that dollar video had a really good handle on what we were looking at for a reversal of the dollar while we were trying to maintain we were consolidating, and our base case is that we do make a leg down. Let's see if that happens. I'm not saying it's going to happen this session or today, right? It is the end of the month, but everyone has a good handle, and it's important to have that overview. It's probably going to take me a session or two before I really start getting in the flow again. That's why we're here, why we're going to get into gold this morning and also silver. Let's start over here on the S&P 500. You could see we're towards the top part of our range over here. We have been going. We have been just bid after bid after bid. Listen, if we have a down day today, if we have a down week this week, or any type of retracement, the sky is not falling. That's simply a healthy pullback. We're watching, and we're going to be looking for levels that we are looking to lean into, right? Right over here, this is a good one. If we could test 33, 39. Now, I'm not saying we're going to. We're going to keep watching this. Right now, all I'm saying here, does it make sense to be a buyer over here? Not for me. The risk to reward does not make any sense. Does not make any sense. Wait for a pullback. We're in an uptrend. Nothing technically has broken or even come close to it. Until it does, you're looking to buy pullbacks off of support. We don't even have a pullback yet. All right? We don't even have a pullback yet. What about on the Nasdaq? I mean, same thing, right? We all looked at when we got in the last two opportunities to get into the Nasdaq. Right now, what do? Well, you're either holding or you're waiting. So equities, that's the story for equities markets. There's no need to go any further. It's don't get shaken out. Don't think the sky is falling when we get a pullback. It's simply the gift you're looking for to reposition yourselves back into the equity markets. That's the game plan on the equity markets. It does remain all a dollar story. So let's look what's going on with gold this morning. Look at gold over here. This needs to be flipped over. I hope I'm not going too fast. I don't mean to be. I just go with it. So no. Sean, no. I do not whatsoever. Going over here, we see that this morning, the gold has pulled back into this broken resistance, now flipping into support over here. That's coming in at 1956. All right, so gold is looking super, 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 uber healthy, right? Same thing with silver. I'm just trying to get an overview of the market. I'm trying to get back into it all. So thank you for being on this journey with me. Look over what's happened with silver, right? You saw the breakout, the retest, and the resumption up, right? And it's also making a new swing high. This remains what we're looking over here as our target into the resistance, and it looks great. It looks great. I saw a couple of people this morning as gold retraced back down into the broken resistance to test it, feeling gold was going against them. that means you're positioned too big. It's crucial to be having correct position sizes. Otherwise, you have no chance of making it in this game. If you're over positioned, you're doing it wrong. Focus on that first. Position size is everything. Position size is everything. It's never too late to buy gold and silver, and that's the truth. That's the truth. And even as gold works its way towards first 2,300 and then 3,000, look, is this bull market phase in gold going to come to an end? That's not even a consideration right now. But yes, it's going to come to an end. From there, it's going to pull back what? Probably something like 40%. I'm not selling my physical gold during that pullback as I am Bitcoin. It's a whole different situation, right? You're not looking to sell your physical gold and silver ever, right? You look at to pass that on, and I don't even mind if if I'm buying gold up at 3,000, that's fine with me. Like, listen. Anyway, let's keep going. Yeah. Luciana, Steve and Brent, they're dead wrong right now. They're dead wrong. There's no way to look at it right now except that they're dead wrong, and they're on the wrong side of the trade. And that's it. Listen, it's really easy to pick a macro view and build a story around it, and then you could be wrong for years. Peter Schiff is the best example. The guy is brilliant, but the guy was dead wrong for 7 years. And everyone that he was helping guide through the markets lost a lot of money because of it, right? But Peter Schiff in the end is right? So all you need to do is, if you're like a macro guy like that, is pick a story and build and tell your story, and eventually you're going to be right. That's ridiculous. We like to be on the right side of the market. Listen, with all humility, no one on that sniper basis has been more correct than us, but bar none. No one even comes close to competing, and that's our whole job, is to be on the right side of the market. Look, if anyone who's a big dollar bull is a dollar bull, over here they had to say, okay, guys, listen. Now the tides are changing. Things have fundamentally changed, right? And they should have kept everyone on the right side of the market. When you're talking about the dollar going from 98 to 92, come on. So that's all. Timing is everything. And if you're just telling a story and then they're dead wrong. They're dead wrong. And not only are they dead wrong, boom, boom, boom. Look, the something has changed. Something has changed. And if you can't see that, then I feel bad for people. Anyway, that's about that. Let's keep going over here this morning. I'm gonna go through FX. I'm gonna get into everything over here. I don't want to I'm just trying to stay let's say. Really, I don't want my only intent of this is to get back into the flow, right? And to get a feel what's going on. So far, there's no edge for me yet. This is what we expected, right? Everyone's already on the right side here. Tomorrow is Tuesday, and why I'm not a big fan of the phrase turnaround Tuesday. Well, there's a reason why it's called turnaround Tuesday, and and why I say I'm not a fan of it is because I don't want any kind of crutch or something to get in my way of my openness. I try to have that unbiased feeling into every session. So I'm not imposing my will on the market, but I'm able to follow the flow of the market. And if I have turnaround Tuesday ingrained in my head, then maybe I'm trying to impose my will on the market. Nevertheless, be aware, today is the last day of the month. Right? So you have month-end flows, and then tomorrow is notorious for having reversals. So I'm just trying to take all of this light, all right? I'm just trying to take all of this light and trying to take all you with me. But they did pull back. So we saw silver and gold pull back, right? The gold was trading all the way up here, and then we pulled back. And then, right, I was on vacation. I was like, listen, no, the sky is not falling. This is what you've been waiting for to step in and buy, right? So if you miss that, listen, all right, this is great. You have to train your brain, right? And as we get into FX in a minute, that's different. We make our living swing trading over here, right? Trading what's in front of, but even a lot of that is the same for what's going on right now with the yen and the dollar. But you have to train your brain as you get those pullbacks. That's where you're looking to lean in and buy off support, right? Copper's looking good. I mean, we all had the roadmap. Right? This is when we started. Some of you were tracking this bull flag. Some of you were tracking this bull flag over here, and that was beautiful. You had the breakout, the retest, and then the resumption up around $3, right? That's when I began saying, all right, let's take a look, because if it gets above 3, it can start running away. Came back down, right? That's when I said, hey, Locke, this is where we're looking for the resumption up. And now since then, we've also broken BAM, pull back, and resuming up. We had the game plan. We had the map ahead of us. Looks good. Looks great. Looks great. Yeah, you saw right now. You saw what? ExxonMobil leaving the Dow. You see Salesforce entering, as well as those are just two companies. There were more in that little shuffle, and that's why they're trend following machines. I like the Dow took out the June high. That was incredibly bullish for me once we took out the June high on the Dow. And then not only that, look at that breakout, retest, resumption up, and we continue to break up. Everything looks good over here as the S&P is making all-time highs now. The Nasdaq's making all-time highs, and the Dow continues to make swing highs up. So we like that. If you all remember, I can't find the video. I wish I could. There was several times I was talking about Dow 41. S&P 4100. Everyone thought I was nuts. Do you think I'm nuts now? No. Nevertheless, I don't like equities. Jason. It's so important, Jason. It's so important. Don't listen. The market's always going to be there, and there's always opportunity. Don't focus in on the mistakes as mistakes or as missed opportunities, but just focus in on training that brain so that as it happens again in the future, you're there to pick it up, right? You want to have that positive attitude. All of this is to continue to further your ability and your skill set, right? So even when I see something developing in the market, I don't trade copper. Even when I see something developing, the fact that I'm able to see how it's going to play out and then it plays out, that's helping me and focusing my neurons so that when things are happening in real time on things that I do focus in on, I'm just, it's like a basketball player taking 100 free throws after a game to practice. It's just training that brain. Andre, I'm never going to tell anyone where to buy or sell. I'm going to provide as unbiased and clear analysis as I can and help you get there so that you're able to see everything for yourself. If someone's telling you when to buy and when to sell, you are dependent on them. And when things change and they exit a trade and they're not there to exit for you, you're going to get burnt. There's no way you'll ever be successful doing that. So when we talk about, you said NRG, I'm not exactly sure what you're talking about, Sarah. What specific instrument? What instrument are you talking about? You do need to train your brain. I don't know. It's irrelevant. Today is a day. God love you. I love you. I'm so sorry that you're wounded. God love you. Listen, I don't know what's going to happen with the dollar, and that's neither here nor there. I'm just looking to get a look at the market and wait until something's clear. I have the mindset this morning that I'm not looking for an entry on anything. and this whole week. And then as we're going to go through all these pairs right now, if something's lined up, then it's an opportunity I'll jump on. All right. No, I don't look at individual stocks like that. We need to stick to our flow, right? We trade the foreign exchange market. If you want to learn to trade, focusing on what we do, you'll be able to do it with individual stocks and or anything else. It's all the same for every market. Now, let's take a look. Let's start with the euro this morning and see what's going on over here as it's coming up to test. Well, you could see we're mindful of what's going on with the dollar, right? We have this consolidation over here. We were watching for what a reversal would look like. That DXY video was so important. I hope you've seen it. If you haven't, go to the channel. It's the third most recent video. Watch it. It is crucial, right? So we were watching for a possible accumulation and or reversal over here, and assuming that this was going to be a consolidation and a lower leg down. Does that lead us if we do have this leg down over here? We're looking over here at first somewhere around 90.81, somewhere in that area, down to 90.45. But this is the support that we're looking at over here, right? 88.40. If we lose this area over here, say if we lose 90.81, let me draw some type of, by the way, if you're here this morning and you're glad to be back, go ahead, smash that like button. Do go ahead, support the channel. Do appreciate you spreading that and sharing that bit of positiveness. I definitely do. Bitcoin's looking super bullish. Super bullish, right? You have to follow what's going on over here, right? We don't need to look at Bitcoin yet. We will, but we started the bull market over here. Since then, we've broken out the 10,400 and are now consolidating. Did you guys notice, anyone outside of the CTM group, how we've held this trend line over here last week? Over the weekend, we held that trend line. We had 2 touches into it perfectly. These trend lines are so important. These are the guides. This is the prime trend line down here. This is the prime trend line. And then I clone these to get this line, and I have them all the way up here. As they come into play, I'll make them darker. Right now, we're only focused on what's before us, right? We are consolidating beautifully here on Bitcoin, right? And getting ready for the next move and leg up, and we're getting close to it. So Bitcoin is looking as so great. So that's awesome, right? So that's what we're here for, is just to provide that clear, unbiased analysis, right? I don't care if I'm right or wrong, meaning I don't have any type of ego to hold on to where even as the dollar goes against me ridiculously, that I still, hold on until I'm right again. No. I just want to be on the right side of the market. That's the only thing I need to be on, is on the right side of the market. Yeah, we're going to go through all the FX pairs right now. I need to continue to warm myself up. After we go through all the FX pairs, then we can get into individual things. Chris, you got to watch the videos on the playlist. And by the way, I'm a big fan of setting targets that I can meet, right? Goals that I could achieve. Do I think that we could go shoot above 140,000? Of course, right? But 140,000 is my target, right? So go ahead, and if you haven't yet, watch the playlist, the Bitcoin playlist. Watch the first 4 videos, and then you'll understand clearly. That's right. Bitcoin could not be looking any better. It's actually working out exactly towards plan. Let's focus in over here. As we get into FX right now, the thing that I want to focus in on right now, again, is awareness of what's going on around us. Today is the last day of the month, right? It's the last day for funds to clear up their books and get however they need to be positioned, which I don't know how it is, right? So to me, this is a volatile day. Tomorrow could possibly be a reversal. I'm aware of those things. Now we're going to focus in on the charts. All right. So we see the euro US dollar is coming up and testing that last swing high over here. I also noticed during this consolidation, it's kind of got that flow of Bitcoin, where Bitcoin is consolidating in that upward channel over like that. We've seen why this is consolidating. We have made higher lows, right? And higher highs so far. So that's all extremely bullish over here. Now, some people think, well, everyone is now positioned short the dollar, right? So therefore, it can't continue. That doesn't make any sense to me, right? I just follow what's going on in the charts, right? So Euro US dollar, am I looking for a breakout above here? Yeah, I'm holding my Euro US dollar long. I'm holding my Euro US dollar long, and I'm not looking to take profit just yet on that. What would mean that we're seeing some type of cautiousness on the Euro US dollar, right? Well, first of all, we have this over here. This is my parabolic trend line. And as long as that holds, right? And by the way, here it is on the DXY. Here it is on the DXY, right? And as long as that holds, there's not even a reason to be concerned yet. Aside from that, you have this trend line over here. Why we're above this trend line, that's the 12-year trend line signifying the huge technical break on the euro, right? This is why I can't understand being a dollar bull right now. The charts are saying otherwise. So right now, as long as we're above this trend line over here, it's just uber bullish, right? What happens if you break that? At that point, do you become bearish? No. Why? Well, you have over here this other trend line over here. And as long as you're above that, you have to be super bullish. This trend line over here, however, get below this one, get below this trend line, and then we will change our story, and that's when we'll be attacking to the downside. Right now, everything screams this is super bullish move that's happening over here. Right now, you continue only look to buy off support until something technically changes. But right now, all that we're seeing play out on the technicals is uber bullishness, right? Do you buy here now because things are so bullish? Absolutely not. Never chase after momentum. You had an opportunity here. You had an opportunity here, another opportunity here, another opportunity here or here, but not up here. If you're out of the trade, don't worry. Just figure out what's going on. Spend some time observing. Spend some time observing. There's that little bit of brain fog. I apologize for that. And all of a sudden, things are going to line up, become clear, and you'll be able to get into it. Let's take a look at what's going on with the rest of the dollar pairs. We'll go first to the pound US dollar. You can see the pound, by the way. Oh, this looks actually better than I thought it was going to look. This is very crucial right now for anyone focused in on the pound. And that goes for any pound pairs. We are getting now into the later portion of the year. September, October, November, December. It's my view, and it's just a view, it doesn't mean it's going to happen, that the whole negotiations between the Greek exit is going to go down to the wire. Right now, you're seeing the UK negotiator playing hardball, saying they are not going to budge. The EU doesn't like that. Brussels is not happy with that. What does that mean? You could expect volatility, and it could go either way on the pound pair. Be very careful. Be very careful. Nevertheless, let's look at what's going on over here technically. And you could see that this little blue area was my area of resistance. This was an area of resistance. It looks like we're clearing above it. And now it looks like we're trying to turn that and flip that into a bit of support. Resuming off there, that does open up the buy side. And it would be targeting somewhere over here. I have the next resistance at 1.36. That's a big move. That's a big move. That's something to watch out for. That's something to watch out for. Lemmy, what's going on? Yeah, I was into Bitcoin the last cycle for sure. I bought my first Bitcoin in August of 2016. All right. By the way, if you don't understand what's going on with gold, if you're just joining the broadcast, pull back to the beginning of the live stream. You can watch what's going on over there. If you don't know what's going on with gold, then this is the place for you. You want to sit back, watch, and start learning. Everyone, if you're here following the broadcast and you know what's going on with gold, hit the thumbs up, because everyone here should have a perfect understanding of clarity of what's going on across all the markets at all times. Let's continue focusing first on U.S. dollar pairs. Let's look at the U.S. dollar, Japanese yen over here. So we have we have Abe is now retiring. Abenomics, right? What's going on over here technically? Well, this is the big resistance over here that's coming in at 106.67 right now. Right now, you can see price is coming up into this other area, and it's also a big level of resistance at 106.14. We're coming into resistance right now, right? This looks like a good area to watch the US dollar, Japanese yen. If it's rejected over here at the right time of day, that's a good entry here, right? Right now, I have that open mind as I'm just getting back in to the flow here, or trying to get into the flow. So I'm not looking to take any trades unless they're so clear. This is something to watch, but that's not so clear. All right. Thank you. I'm so glad to be back. Thank you for all being here. I'm so grateful and so happy to be back. US dollar, Swiss franc. Oof. Right? US dollar, Swiss franc. Oof. This looks like it's leading the way to the downside here, on the verge of breaking down. But this is a super strong downtrend. What are you looking to do? It's all pullbacks into resistance. You're looking to sell resistance. There's not much to see there or say there. Let's look at the Australian dollar, US dollar. Be aware of the calendar. Tomorrow, we have a central bank meeting. Whatever their guidance in the statement is uber important, because they're expected to keep rates on hold. Careful playing something like that when the central bank is meeting. They could be very volatile. But as I step back over here, right, let me go ahead and flip this broken resistance now into support. And we're testing this one over here. Just want to get a feel of that level. Make sure it's correct, right? So here I am. You see that level? This is what I do, right? That's the perfect level to have. But as I see right here, like fine precision, this is where the market is now paying attention to. It looks like we're getting ready to resume off of there, right? Uber bullish. However, I'm standing aside. There's no way I'm looking to play off that, only because of the central bank meeting tomorrow. Will the Feds buy gold to cause inflation? I think Juan, maybe Luke Roman is someone to kind of get his thoughts on that, right? Maybe I try to stay abreast of all the macro. I do a really good job of that. My strength is on the charts in my analysis, Juan. But what ifs and things like that, I don't know. I don't think so. Let's put it that way. But I don't know. Yep, that's what we're here for. That's what we do. And that's up to you. You want to have that posture of being open and just watching and not expecting to get it in one session in one day. Really important. So the US already owns, first of all, the most gold in the world by a long shot, supposedly. It hasn't been audited in since what? In 40 years. But the U.S. owns the most gold by far. So the thing about why the Fed can't step in and buy gold right now is because the further the price of gold appreciates, the more that puts into question the whole dollar-based system, and that would basically be shooting themselves in the foot. So don't expect the Fed to step in and buy more gold. All right. Now, other central banks, yes. Other central banks, of course. That's different. All right. Let me keep going over here. Let's get into, let's go down in order and see what's going on. Australian dollar, Canadian dollar, right? But by the way, this is just what you should be seeing. This is what we do, right? Clear uptrend, as clear as could be, right? Here was the strong support. Here you could see 1, 2 opportunities coming in here. Right now we're into resistance. What are you doing? Right? Taking a small piece off and then holding this to see if you could push further levels. Is this a place to buy? No. Should I be? Let me do this though. What's the market paying attention to? Do you see this last bit of resistance over here? Right? And then over here it's again resistance. And now over here you see that support. I see it as clear as day. Is this an opportunity here to get ready to go long on the Australian dollar, Canadian dollar if it resumes off over here? Just be careful. You have the central bank meeting tomorrow. Just be careful. You have the central bank meeting tomorrow. That's what you're looking for, though. I hope that makes sense. Yeah, Max, we started the session off looking at the equity markets, right? We're talking about that pullback. Do go ahead if you're new. Vinicius, what's going on, brother? Good to see you. Go ahead. Go ahead and pull back on the red bar over there. Go to the beginning of the session. Get a look at what you want to look at with the U.S. equity markets. Then come back and join us in real time. Australian dollar, Swiss franc. Right? What do we have going on over here as we're into some resistance over here? I could see. So this is how I get the feel for the market. So far, I see the Australian dollar across the board trading at or resistance, or look like it's breaking above resistance, right? What do I say about that? Right? You can see we're into the resistance right now. You could see that if I pull this up a little bit, there was the top of those peaks over there, right? Precision. Cleaning my charts up today. Now that's also now support, and it looks like that she has the potential to resume off over here. Nevertheless, I see this happening across the board on the Australian dollar, right? I'm not looking to get involved in new longs over there with the central bank over my head. And actually, I'm looking to take profit over here as we come in towards that resistance at 78.50 on the Australian dollar, Japanese yen. I've been in that trade since early July, right? And I'm looking to finally, hopefully, maybe it'll happen before the central bank meets. I could get out of there. Now, Australian dollar, Japanese yen, it looks like technically this looks super, super, super good over here. But we just did break out of this little bit of, we were watching this triangle forming over there, right? We're watching that triangle forming over there. Broken up over here. This is where I'm looking to take profit. If we're rejected by that resistance and come back down and test this support now over here, I will be looking to lean in over there to go long. So that's just a question of waiting and watching for things to develop. I apologize about the flow. It's twofold. First of all, it's because I'm just getting back into it. Probably by tomorrow, things will be a lot cleaner. The second is I am fighting that resurgence of Lyme. So it just makes things a little bit funky. Could US dollar, Swiss franc be looking to go long into support? Let's take a look at that. So I see the US dollar, Swiss franc, first of all, in a super, super, super strong downtrend. I look at the March lows and/or highs as a big pivotal, there it is, the line, event as the Fed acted, right? And that's where we've seen these huge trend changes. From my perspective, I'm in a huge downtrend over here. I am never looking to pick bottoms, right? Now, if you were to back up over here, right, and you're looking for some support, like if I back up, I'm still in a downtrend. There's no uptrend here for me to lean into to buy off support, because if I go from a bigger perspective over here, I'm in a huge downtrend. If I come into my swing traders perspective over here, I'm in a huge downtrend. So just make things simple on yourself, because it's the way that the human brain somehow works. I don't know why it is, but across the markets, people want to pick tops and people want to pick bottoms. One of the first and most important things you need to clear up in your own head is that that's a losing man's game and you will never do it. You do not pick tops and you do not pick bottoms. All right? Yeah, not yet, Greg. So for whatever reason, I don't want to get into that personal stuff, only because I don't want to be like, there's no excuses, right? So no matter what type of adversary that we're facing, right, we just need to, what do we need to do? We need to persevere and overcome, right? But for whatever reason, it's been a couple of years since I was able to beat Lyme. I beat it just through diet and exercise alone, and there was some, you don't ever really recover from it. It's dormant inside you. I was doing this detox with my wife. It triggered the Lyme, and when I drink the matcha, it kind of made me feel worse. I don't know why that was happening. Only that, again, I'm not the type of guy who wants to really always understand why so much as what is. And it was making me feel bad. So I'm laying off the matcha until I start feeling better. But it seems like Saturday was a very, 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 very bad day. Like I'm talking every time I move my head, vertigo. And then yesterday was a better day. So I'm just focusing on that. I could sense the lack of alpha flow. Yeah, I mean, so bear with me as I get back into it this week. Thanks, Max. Thank you. So you always have to work within your ability, right? So if I need to slow down a little bit, that's what I need to do until, that's what it is. Let's go back and let's continue figuring out what's going on over here. Before we do, is the market's been open 15 minutes. Let's check in on the S&P 500. You all know I like to do that. First of all, this is not a pullback. We are looking for a pullback into support to buy. You have these trend lines below as guys every time you come into them, right? Because we don't have any horizontal support. I have it over here at 33.39. Should one be over here now? At 33.96? No, I'm going to lean off of the trend lines for now. By the way, it's always the horizontal lines that carry more weight than the trend lines. So this is a really, by the way, look at that. If September and October, right, they're known for seeing some damage to the markets, watch out. A pullback into this 33.39 area is going to coincide with this prime trend line we have over here. This prime trend line over here. This is the big one. And as long as we're above that, we're as bullish we could be on the markets. If and when we get a pullback into this area, everyone is going to be concerned that the markets are rolling over. And maybe they're right. But until we get a break of that important technical area over here, you're looking to buy off of that support as everyone is uber bearish over here and the fear index is going through the roof. That's where you're looking to take advantage, and a resumption off, that's where you're stepping in to buy. Be prepared ahead of time, right? Be prepared ahead of time because as it's happening in real time, you have all those emotions taking place and they'll affect you. No, we're not going parabolic or even close to it right now. This is not parabolic. And why? Only because I don't have the capacity right now. We've looked at such a beautiful video. Maybe I'll try to find it. We looked at what a blow off top looks like. This is not even close to a blow off top. Look at the trajectory here, by the way. It was much higher than it is over here, right? It's not a blow off top. In a bubble, and we're in a bubble. In a bubble, right? It's the final third. It is that parabolic move, right? It's the 1/3 that happens the quickest in the least amount of time. We're not experiencing that yet, and I think that we have a long ways to go. Do keep in mind what happened to the equity markets in Venezuela as their economy went down to nothing, as well as did a currency. Now, I'm not saying anything like that the U.S. I don't have that, like, and you could see that in the DXY video. I don't have that view that, like, the dollar is going to, like, go so strong or the dollar is going to go so weak. I don't really think, like, in those absolute terms, right? We're just following what's going on. We're not looking for the dollar to go to zero, right? Are we targeting perhaps 88.40? Well, that's our next important level to watch for, right? Assuming that we break down into this near-term consolidation, right? Is 88.40 something that's realistic? Yeah. And if we break that, then what are we looking at, right? Is it possible we see something like, this is a big level down here at 84? Yeah. We'll just take it as it comes, right? We'll take it as it comes. No. I don't know that the markets are primed for a pullback, That's not my thesis whatsoever, that the markets are primed for a pullback. I don't, you know, by the way, if you see what's a pretty big pullback on the equity markets, probably like 3% at this point. Where does that take us back down to? Right? Look at this trend line over here. Something like that. I'm just like a buyer, and I'm looking for buy, and then things become a little bit more attractive to buy down here. They're not attractive up here. That's barely a move, right? That's barely a move. And then into our strong support over here, what are you looking at? A 5% pullback. That's where you want to be buyers. I don't think that we're going to see a correction on the equity markets. I'm not looking for a correction on the equity markets right now. Now, if that does occur, if we get technical breakdowns, for sure, that's what you're going to be seeing here with me and all of us together. We're going to be aware of it, and we'll trade it as it comes. But I'm not trying to like force the market to have a correction, or that it's like going to everyone has been on the wrong side of the market. It's been on the wrong side of the market, and they continue to be on the wrong side of the market. We continue to stay on the right side of the market, right? And right now, markets are flowing up. And why? Right? What do you have over here? I mean, do you guys see what's going on? Do you guys see what the Fed is doing? It has purchased 22,913 different securities. All right. Yeah, Miguel, we looked at gold and silver, both of them. I mean, you can't be any more bullish, rightfully so, right? What is the Fed looking to do? The Fed is looking to keep interest rates. The whole inflation versus deflation argument is almost irrelevant, right? What you're looking at is the Fed keeping rates at or near zero for such an extended period of time that it's going to be an extended period of time before they even think about having the conversation about raising them. And you're looking in the meantime as the Fed getting ready. All the Fed is doing right now is providing cover so that they could expand their balance sheet further. And as they expand their balance sheet further, at the same time, the U.S. government is going to be doing the same thing, going further and further into debt. That's bullish for precious metals. It's bullish for Bitcoin. Bitcoin doesn't even care. Bitcoin's following its own 4-year cycle. That's what Bitcoin cares about. We saw a second wave, right? We saw the second wave, or rightfully so, the first wave. What did the markets do? Right? Think about that, what the markets did during that. If we see in the winter any type of resurgence, what will the markets do? I don't know. Everyone saw the CDC put out they updated their website with, I don't know if you saw anything in the media about it or not, but it was out of the total deaths that the US had of COVID, 6% of those deaths were from COVID alone. The other two had 2.5 other co-infections that were attributed to the death. So I don't think so. Hey, Sean, what's going on? Glad you're here with us, joining us. Yeah, let's finish going through all the FX pairs because I knew what's going on. I'm looking again. I'm targeting up here just below the resistance. I believe I have a take profit in around 78.40 or somewhere around there. I might be able to hit that. That's nice. Look, all I'm looking for after taking profit is then looking for a retrace into any support to look to resumption off and buy. I'm staying away from all Australian dollar pairs only because of what's going on with the central bank. This looks kind of neat, right? You could see this looks like, to me, it looks like a bull flag is developing over here, right? That's what I see on the Australian dollar, New Zealand dollar. So what's the safe entry? What's the high probability entry? Wait for a breakout. After the breakout, wait for a retest and then the resumption. That's where you pick it up. That's the safe trade. What about any play down into the trend line over here, right? That's a safe play. Those are the high probability trades you're looking for. Be patient. There you go, Lemmy. What else do you need to do right now? There you go. I hope everyone is on the right sides of these moves. I hope everyone is on the right sides of these moves as we get started here. I hope 14, 15, 16 months from now, being able, right, as we get to change the conversation and talk about how we're positioning into what assets as we position out of these longer term trades. I hope that I'm celebrating with a large portion of this channel. I hope that I get to make a really significant difference in a lot of people's lives. So I just ask you this week, as I'm on the men's, right? Bear with me here. I do, as I continue to get stronger every day, doing as best I can, just trying to get back in the flow and trying to most importantly, why is that chart weird looking? I don't know. Thank you, Reggie. It was so I mean, regardless of how you feel, to me, you guys are an extension of my family. This community is important to me. I don't ever want to have that like. It's been, I was pretty concerned on Saturday as the Lime's flaring up, and I had on Friday also I was doing a meeting and I couldn't even speak, and it's concerning, but it's not an excuse, right? This is such an important time coming up. We have this week really, this is like training camp, because after Labor Day in September, it's game time, right? It's game time. Not that the markets have slowed down. It's been a great summer, right? But it's going to be game time, and I want everyone as sharp as can be. So no matter what's going on, I'm going to be bringing my A game. I don't care what I have to work through. Yes, Steve. So the reason but Steve, it does get the most. I'm very methodical and thoughtful in what I do. There's not a person here who doesn't believe. By the way, there's no one more bullish than Bitcoin than myself and this channel. And I have positioned everyone at the right time long on Bitcoin. Right? Now, the reason that we don't need to be discussing every price fluctuation on Bitcoin is simply because right now we're consolidating after a leg up, right? What is there to do on Bitcoin? Nothing but wait and watch, right? We make our living here swing trading on FX. That's where you bring in the income. This is an investment, right? Everyone knows if you were looking to add to Bitcoin, right? There you go. That was the retrace into support and the resumption off. So Steve, listen, if you're not sure, there's nothing wrong with that. That's good. Then just spend some time. Just spend some time spending some time with us, and you will. But the reason that back when it was time to position everyone to Bitcoin, right? This is when I was so focused in on Bitcoin. These are my buys. I walked everyone through them. Buy on Bitcoin, buy on Bitcoin, buy on Bitcoin, right? Is there anything to do on Bitcoin right now? There is absolutely nothing to do on Bitcoin. This is investment time. Andre, man, appreciate it, brother. Thank you for the love. Thank you for being here every day. Thank you for every comment on the YouTube videos. Thank you for always being there to support the channel. I appreciate it so much. Every single comment from everyone. Well, maybe not everyone, but almost everyone. I make an effort to try to read them, and I'm grateful for all of you. Thanks, Andre. So, what are we looking at? Bitcoin's looking good. Ethereum's trying to run the way. Dollar coming back to break even. Don't worry. This is just year-end flows today. This is just year-end flows today. No, Elias, no, I don't, stay safe, right? Pray to your guardian angel. Stay safe. I try, man. Thanks, Max. It's all important to me. And I learn a lot, too. From all of you. So, Andre, man, appreciate you, brother. Thank you. All right. how do you say, dig down deep and push through all this right now. All right, I'm trying to get a flow over here. Swiss franc, Japanese yen. This is a learning exercise. Just look at this, by the way, with me for a minute. You could see, I mean, everyone knows we're in an uptrend, right? Everyone knows we're in an uptrend, but look at this. This was the last bit of support I had marked in over here. As you came into the trend line and the support and the resumption off of it, those are beautiful, beautiful buy areas. 3 of them right there. Another one over here. I just want you to see what you're looking for. So as, you know, because there's nothing there. I haven't seen anything yet that said to me the US dollar Japanese yen was the only pair that was offering a potential something to watch so far, but I'm not interested in it. Something's got to be clear. This is more of a take profit day for me, where I'm hoping to get one on the Australian dollar Japanese yen. We haven't looked at the euro Japanese yen, but we will. But I did take profit on that this morning. And those trades were from the first week of July. From the first week of July. Yeah, all right, Dr. Loco, for a lot of fun and for getting back into it, we'll do that in 1 second. We'll take a look at them both right now. So what are we looking at over here? I just want you all to see and understand what we're looking for. By the way, what I like about that is the confluence of support. You have the trend line and the horizontal, right? What I'm just trying to really, I guess, ingrain and depart on you right now is that you are looking in uptrends to buy off of support, right? You can see it playing out beautifully. We got some resistance up there. Is that big resistance? Let's check it out. That's pretty big resistance up there. Look at that. Look at that resistance. If we get above this resistance, because you see this is, look at that 1 touch, 2 touch, 3 touch. Now we're coming into 4. By the way, over here was also resistance and over here. That's a big level of resistance. If we get above that, resistance, that's when you want to be looking for the retest and to attack as well. All right, so September is going to be good. What about the downside? Should we be looking at the downside as we come into resistance right now? Right? I do not see anything whatsoever that is leading me to believe that the markets are looking to go risk off and any flight into the Japanese yen. If and when that happens, it's going to be great because all these pairs have pulled back so far. If we maybe after the election, maybe come November, election night, there's no winner of the election. That's going to be so bad. Maybe then we have a huge flight or preempting that, looking ahead for what might happen. Maybe around then we see some big moves into the yen, right? Not yet, not right now. Continue to look at a weak yen. There's no way I'd be looking to sell into that resistance, only take profit into that resistance. I love taking profits into resistance like this because then if you clear above it, it then offers me another opportunity to get long. But yeah, as you come into that resistance, you expect a pullback. You're looking for a pullback. Oh, no, I'm not going anywhere. By the way, that from today on, next Monday aside, it's a holiday, Labor Day, we're back to our normal schedule now. We're back to our normal schedule. That means live stream every morning, Monday through Friday. It means afternoon video, Monday through Thursday. And we're going strong now up until we get towards, well, I'm not going to look at the calendar now, but I would say somewhere around December 15th, 17th. Yeah. Up and through here. Up and through here. We'll be live every day, at least through the 12th of December. That's where we're at now. So definitely get comfortable and be ready. Thanks, Sam. Appreciate that. Reggie, thank you for that. Vern, what's going on? Thank you, Lemmy. You're all a blessing. You all know that. I could not be any more sincere. So what happened now with Apple and Tesla since their stock splits, right? So you get it's so funny that you have a lot of, I'm going to call them traditional finance guys who are so triggered right now. The like stock splits do not mean the stocks are going up. Because just do the math. It doesn't mean that, listen, first of all, it used to be that when a stock split, it afforded more people to be able to go ahead and purchase those cheaper shares because you had to buy a whole unit. However, today, what's happening is that you could buy fractional shares. So it really doesn't make a difference. However, if a stock is splitting and therefore people want to be attracted to that and it causes further buying, it doesn't matter why, it only matters what is, right? And a lot of people have been stuck on the wrong side of these markets because they just feel like when you're in a bubble, all that matters is price action is everything. All that matters is price action and everything. But we do have a lot of things changing right now. We have the Fed stepping in and buying. This is a look at holders of Apple, and the 9th largest holder here is Federal Reserve Bank of New York. So, that's all I could say. That's about all I could do. There you go. Thank you for that bit of insight over there. And we're seeing I've never traded an option in my life, but you're seeing the option market has become so important to such a large amount of retail. Not only retail, you guys saw him. Is it Michael Berry? Michael Berry. Remember The Big Short? I watched that, by the way, last week. I love that movie. It's phenomenal. Every time I see it, I absolutely love that movie. But he right now has, I think, 39%, at least or in his last filing, 39% of his portfolio was call options on Apple. There you go. That's also great insight, by the way, right? It is astonishing. That's great insight. Thank you, Jan. That I didn't realize that Robinhood was not open to foreigners. Yeah, I don't know. It might take just check with your broker. It might take a while before they actually get those shares to you. Just check with your broker. But for sure, you don't not know any type of situation to worry about over there. Tesla, wow. What happened to my chart of Tesla? I'll have to go back to a live stream to find out what happened to my lines. The only thing I could say about Tesla is that I thought as it hit 2200, that was running into some resistance where you would see some profit taking. That's right over here, by the way. And now we're coming up. And if we break out of that trend line, hold on. Sorry, I don't have the capacity to do this right now. So I'm looking at this touch over here. And then I'm looking at that touch over there. And that's now forming an area of support over there. I don't like the steepness of that trend line, by the way. For me, it's too steep. But here you are. So anyway. I'm just trying to get my my mental capacity back there. Sorry about that. Thank you, Brandon. My lines were drawn for the when everything was at. Got it before the split. Thank you, Brandon. I need to go back and work that out when I can. I can't do that right now. Sorry. Well, how long are we on to the live stream, by the way? We're about 1 hour in. We're gonna go a lot longer. I'm gonna keep going. I'm gonna keep fighting. Right? You gotta push through. You had to own by the 21st to get. There you go. Thank you for that. Thank you for that. Yeah, but I don't know. I don't understand that. So what happens if you bought and you paid 2,200? There you go, baby. Michael Burry. But check with your broker. That's what the broker's for. Check with them. All right. Yeah, Brent, thanks, Brendan. Let me know. That's why I didn't understand why my trend lines were so off. It was before the split, right? But did you notice that it's the same exact angle? That was pretty cool. I guess this is my parabolic line over here. I don't know where that comes in, so I'm not going to do it now. I'll delete it. All right, that's enough of a break. That's enough of a break. Let's get back in. Let's check out what's going on. DXY still under a little bit of pressure over here, down towards the lows. Watch what happens as we come into the London close today. But funds have until 4 p.m. to square up, however they're going to square up. Gold resuming off here now and making a higher high off of that retest of that broken flipped resistance into support. Bullish. Right? Do you see any resistance up here? Local resistance? When I say resistance, yeah, right? Let me just hold on. I don't like when things are not smooth. You can see that right there. Resistance, support, and that's the last bit to work through, right? As we're coming in and testing it right now. What I'm saying is, as you resume off here right now, you need to break out above 1980 over here in order to clear through and then be testing up. 2010 will be the next area we come into and look to attack. All right. What about silver? Silver looks so beautiful. The entry was down here though, right? Breakout, retest, resumption up. This was the entry over here on silver. We've talked about it before we went away, on the updates we did, that's what we're targeting over here, that we'd be targeting this 29.50 resistance. That's the place to look to take some profits off. Why? Because if we break above it, then you have the other opportunity to get long on silver, right? All right. What else? Bitcoin looking great. Ethereum looking good. By the way, just to check in with you all, you all know when I started picking up some of these altcoins, right? I say some of Tezos, Link, Chainlink, and Ethereum, and that was at what? It was right over here. It was somewhere around here. I don't know the price. It was somewhere around over here, right? I will be dumping these a lot sooner than I thought. If anyone is young, right, under 30 years old, they're looking to perhaps take some risks, and they have a portion of their portfolio in altcoins. I mean, when you want to exit altcoins is going to be at the top of the Bitcoin cycle. So you're talking, 14 months from now. I'm going to be looking to exit these as Bitcoin comes in somewhere around $16,000. I'm just going to let you know ahead of time. I'll be mentioning it from time to time, only because I know a lot of people got into these trades down at below 7, around 7 when I did, right? And I just want to let you know when I'm getting out. As Bitcoin's trading around $16,000, I'm just going to exit them. I really only care to focus on Bitcoin. I consider altcoins to be highly speculative, like highly speculative. And I don't consider Bitcoin to be highly speculative at all. I'm going to be focused in on Bitcoin. It'll be Tezos. It'll be Chainlink that I position out of. Ethereum, I might hold a little longer. I might hold Ethereum up and towards $800. I'll let you know as that happens. Yeah, only because, again, because I consider them to be highly speculative. Like as the altcoins come off, like as Bitcoin comes off, I feel perfectly good about holding Bitcoin. I just don't about the altcoins. I don't have a need to be invested in them, so I'm not going to. I'm saying the correct thing to do is hold them through the top of the cycle, if that's what you're looking to do, right? The top of the cycle. So that does not mean that I'm not going to be helping everyone through it. I'm just letting everyone know I don't have the desire to be invested in it. Yeah, it's just I have no need. Listen, and Bitcoin with a little bit of leverage, 3 times leverage, is a way better investment, in my opinion, than the altcoins. So anyone who's doing it, get on you. Especially if you are younger and you're looking. Listen, you can't put together wealth not taking risks and you can't put together wealth diversifying. So, you know, but Noah, we are in a bull market, right? The alts haven't even gotten started yet. We're entering the bull markets there. You're looking to buy off supports. It's opportunities. When you see it in the gold market, when you see it in the silver, when you see it in the crypto market, any pullbacks are opportunities. Train your brain. Yeah, but I'm not worried about that right now because Bitcoin is not going to $1 million during this cycle. So that's not even a conversation. But do I think Bitcoin is going to $1 million? I think there's a high probability Bitcoin's going to $1 million. That's not even sensational at all. That's just math. So, but we're only focused right now on this cycle. My goal right now is to complete and trade this cycle as well as we could, and to get everyone exiting at the top of the cycle. We'll have some brilliant conversations at the time of what's the best assets to position into then, right? But right now we're at the very beginning. This was the start of the bull market. Technically, this was the start of the bull market. We're just getting started here. We're only focused in on this cycle, right? Is there a need to short Bitcoin at the top of the cycle, even though because it's going down 80, 85%? No. Is there a need to position back into it at the bottom of that bear market for the next cycle? Yeah. I'll make sure each and every one of you are positioned in at the right time. Is DXY about to lose that support? And any of you who are young and strong, focused in on the altcoins, is the best market to be focused in on right now. But trading, conquering the market style. Trading, conquering the market style is the best thing to do. So yeah, you're gonna have some beautiful moves if you're anyway. That's all I can say right now. Good. Yeah, the max supply of Bitcoin is 21 million. All right, let's keep going. By the way, thanks for being here today. I appreciate it. Thanks for being so patient and dealing. I could give a thumbs up if you could see the difference in my how do you say, my neurological ability. You guys feel that little bit of pain I'm under? Could you guys see that difference? I'm sorry about that, but it is what it is. It doesn't matter. We'll work through it. I'll work through it at least. Yeah, I have a target at 140,000 on Bitcoin. Watch the videos on the Bitcoin playlist. They're really well researched. They will give you a better understanding of the 4-year cycle than most anyone you walk into a room with. And not only that, it's going to be really helpful for you. Now, is it possible we overshoot to the upside? Of course. Is something like 250,000 Bitcoin possible? Yeah. No. Thank you for that. Thank you for that. Thanks, Kyle. It's good to see you back over here. Antonio, please watch those videos today. The first 4 videos on the Bitcoin playlist, because it's explained so well, and that's just a goal that I feel confident we achieve. Herba mate. All right, you got it, Steve. Thank you, everyone. Miguel. All right, let's go through it. Let's keep going, because if I get stuck, I'm gonna get stuck. We're looking here as we're seeing some further dollar pressure over here, right? How's gold reacting to that? Beautiful. Coming into that. This is interesting to see, by the way, just lying it all as as the DXY is on the verge of that resistance to break down over there. Also, gold is into some resistance, right? So if the dollar gets that push downwards, then is that we're going to see a breakout over here? Well, yeah, sure. It looks like it, right? What about the euro US dollar? Same thing into that resistance. The dollar's getting ready to break out. Everything's at an important level. The next 40 minutes, you could see some big moves over here. Be aware if this is so important every day into the London close. What time is it? Yeah, every day into the London close, you see some pretty strong moves. Those moves tend to be faded, come off a little bit. Don't chase them. Don't ever chase price. We are preemptive of price. Do not ever chase price. Moves into the London close often within the next 15 minutes are retraced to a certain degree. Do not chase this time of day. Thank you for that, Noah. Thank you for everyone smashing those like buttons. Daps over here. Thank you. I'm so sorry. It's my brain. Jan, thank you. And just thank you. That's all I could say. Yeah, I agree. Chris, I'll probably keep. That's true too. I'll hold on to just a few. I'll hold on to what is actually 1/9 of my position, just for fun of linked. But I'm a believer in link, and maybe it goes even higher than 100. I have no price target for chain link whatsoever. I would not be surprised to see it trade to 100 or higher. Who knows? I have no idea. They just bought Cornell's technology on making making their blockchain a lot more private. Tesla goes up every day. I think that XRP has the possibility of ripping, right? Ripping. Like, do you see these moves over here? These are not natural moves, by the way. You see that move? These are rips. Do you see those rips? You can't short this crypto here because you're going to get ripped in the face, right? Unless you get a really good entry. But those moves are not natural, and it's because Ripple owns the vast majority of the supply. They could manipulate it when they want, but the thing is, into every one of those rips, they are dumping their XRP to fund the company. It's not an investment, it's a scam. First of all, I'm not saying you can't make a lot of money on it. I'm not saying it doesn't have the potential to come up and trade during the bull market back towards 3 and or above it. Who knows? I don't think it's something that I want to own, and it's not something that I wish any of you own, because it's really dangerous. That's all. Thanks, Jay. Yeah, listen. This comment right here. Please provide your analysis on silver. First of all, if you want, you should know, and everyone should know what's going on with gold, silver, Bitcoin, the equity markets, the US dollar at all times. And if you don't, just take that posture of you want to learn and you're going to spend some time here, right? That means investing in yourself. If you want to know, invest in yourself. You should be looking at this analysis for clarity, whether it confirms your own analysis or that you watch it and then you have a different view. That's great if this is able to do that for you. But you should definitely have a really strong feel on what's going on with silver. And if you don't, there's nothing wrong with that. But then you just need to invest some time and just stay with us. Subscribe to the channel right now and just say, for the next week, I'm committing myself. And you'll walk away a week from now a lot stronger in your overall knowledge of the markets, and your confidence will start going through the roof, right? We are super bullish on silver. Right? Well, we've been super bullish. This is where I did the video on vacation, right? Buy. We're coming into support, look to buy. And then since then, we consolidated. See this consolidation? And we broke to the trend line to the upside over here. And after we broke out, we then retested it. This is our conquering the markets setup. This is where you are a buyer into silver, targeting over into here right now. Thank you. Yeah, a lot of money can be made on it. Just don't fall in love with it. Let's check it out. Thank you for that. All right, euro, New Zealand dollar. Getting my bearings, right? Are we in? So this is. I'm just trying to figure out what's going on. I'm gonna take a more minute here, man. I guess I can feel that handicap going on, right? Yeah. So by the way, to me, this is kind of sideways, though. When I say sideways, what do I mean by that? Well, if you were to take, right, from here to here, we're about 50%, right? We're about sideways, and it's a big range we're in, right? It's a big range that we're in, all right? So why I tend to avoid sideways markets, and by the way, for the whole summer, I've avoided all cross pairs. I've only taken trades against the dollar and against the yen. And cross pairs have not been the place where I have to look for opportunity. What about right now? Yeah, I mean, it's a big range. We just defined the range that we're in, and you could see that we're into this area of support over here. And it looks, not only that, it looks like we're resuming off of that support, right? I don't know what time of day we made that higher high yet. I'm not sharp yet. But right now, what happens? Well, you come back right to where that fill was, by the way. My voice, first of all, you hear the hesitancy. I know that when I have that tone, that cadence to it, that I'm unsure. And I know that when I'm unsure, I stand aside. Number one. Number two, you're definitely right. You're definitely right that we're into some support, right? And a resumption off is what you're looking to do. That's good. That's great. Number two, if you broke down over here, not that I think we're going to, but if you did, that also opens up the downside because we're looking at a range. This is the range, right? You're halfway through the range, so you could go either way. If this holds, yes, that's an opportunity. I don't like it, but it is a good It's a great. You're focused in the right place, and just because I wouldn't take the trade doesn't mean that you shouldn't. I like what you see. Thank you for bringing it to our attention, and it does open up the downside as well if this fails. Because of the nature of this range that we're in and the side with the long, big range. It's 1,000 pips. That's a big range we're looking at. So anyway, copper, Kips is checking out copper as we're breaking above 3 over here. I got to move waves into here. All right. We had a pretty strong look when I was feeling a little bit better at copper earlier in the session. I'm just cleaning it up. You know why? I could just see if things are clear. When the charts are clear, I just actually my brain thinks clearer. So that's what I'm doing. And this looks super bullish, right? You've broken above this resistance now over here. Let's flip it, right? Are we seeing a pullback right now into it? Or did we already see the pullback during the London session? Pretty much. Copper looks uber bullish and continues. By the way, after the breakout, the retest, the resumption up, back above 3 right now, it looks fantastic. No, I don't hedge options for a long Bitcoin. Is it a smart thing to do? As you, like, for example, as Bitcoin gets toward, actually, I told you earlier in the video, I'm going to do a really well presented video on how to trade the bull market phase of Bitcoin, right? You have two possibilities. It's either every 30% drawdown you're looking to add to your position and you're holding all the way through, or you're looking to exit and take profit during some of the peaks and then repositioning during the drawdowns. And I'm going to give you a guide how to do both. Is selling options as you get towards those peaks a way to do that? Yes, it is. Again, I don't trade options. I've never traded an option in my life, but you'll be able to use my video, my presentation here, and about selling into those peaks to reposition yourselves as a place that you might want to consider options. Now, right now, right now, Bitcoin is getting ready to make another leg up. Bitcoin has been consolidating after the first leg up. It's consolidating and getting ready for its next legs up. Is this a place you should be worried about a significant pullback in Bitcoin? I do not think so at all. I do not think so at all. Euro Japanese yen. I finally exited this trade fully after my entry first week of July here this morning. We're into a little bit of resistance. It's not a big deal. I actually think that we're going to break above it, right? But it is actually a pretty nice resistance. I see this area of support here. I see that touch of support, right? Over here again, these wicks held as support and then resistance. So that's an area that we could focus in on. Let me draw that up. Let me put that as red. If we get above this, by the way, if we clear above this area, I'll be looking for a retest. If we get above this, I'll look for a retest and a resumption up to get long again now that I've exited my trade. But we're into some resistance today. It's also the last day of the month. Thank you for being here. Yeah, I'm just gonna wait until I'm feeling a little bit better and able, to put thoughts together and articulate them better. You could see my performance mentally today, and until I do that video, because it's an important one. It's probably the most important video we're looking at, and we also have some time because again, we're looking at our next leg up on Bitcoin. We're not right now. Again, the reason why we're not micro focusing on Bitcoin is because everyone should be holding right now. Yeah, we go. It does look like that into the next London close. We're making a leg down here on Bitcoin. Watch out for some nice moves. It's a Euro story. I'm just gonna take a sip of water here and look for another. See, I can't do it. Another burst of energy to keep going through all these pairs because we've barely got started and I want to keep going. Again, the mindset is stop looking for a pullback on the equity markets, right? You are waiting for a pullback into support. We're not looking for a correction on the markets. Everyone who's been looking and fighting for a correction is getting wrecked. Euro Japanese yen definitely into that resistance. It's been 90 minutes into our live stream, and why often that's about our average. I'm going to keep pushing here only because I need to. This week is so important, right? Like I said, I look at this as a week to really get sharp. It's a big week of training. Usually by my second day, I'm back into the flow, and you'll sense that tomorrow. But I'm dealing with that other issue today, right? And so because of that, I'm going to fight stronger and just keep going. Anyone wants to stay. And it is a fiat story. It's not a question of inflation, deflation. It's, all fiat is being devalued. That's why gold, silver, and Bitcoin are so important right now. All right. By the way, either hit the like button or let me know in the comments. Did anyone see the DXY video that we did last week? And did it help you have a lot of clarity? I know that there's if people are following, certain people on Twitter, it could be very confusing. There are certain people like sticking to their story, and even though they're dead wrong. And I don't want anyone that is in my family being on the wrong side of that, right? Thanks, Alex. Yeah, well, in the near, so by the way, Chris, on the channel, not the latest, it was the second to most recent uploaded video was on gold. And it gives that answer to that question in a much better articulated way than I could explain to you right now. So it's a short video. It's only 3.5 or 5 minutes long. Watch that video and it's going to give you, watch that video. It's 5 minutes long. It's exceptional. For both gold and silver, watch that video. But no, like at the end of this bull market in gold and silver, which why we have an exit more or less 14, 15 months from now on Bitcoin. We do not in gold and silver, and probably a portion of my profits are going to be sent to physical gold and silver at that point. But as the bull market does come to an end and we will be looking for that exit, I talk about in that video, what is my exit for gold and silver, right? At that point, what are you going to see? Probably something like in the last bull market, like a 40% pullback on gold, right? Now, why I will hold on to my gold, my physical gold and silver through that pullback, right? On the paper market, you obviously do not want to be involved in. That's something that we're going to be looked to accumulate long term during that, because long term, you just want to own gold and silver long term for the next 10, 20, 30 years, right? Forever, you want to own gold and silver. Thanks, Giles. So glad to be back with all of you. Thank you. Thank you, J20. I don't understand. So, no. You will never... There is, in my opinion, there's not a better place you could ever be if you're interested in successfully trading the markets than this channel, and the education that you get here is invaluable. But I will never give you any type of signal and or alert. And if you're looking for that, you will lose all your money in the markets. 100%. You don't need it if you follow what's going on over here. Great to be back. Thanks, Nick. Let's take a look at oil. So, I mean, the great thing about oil, right? Whether you're new to the channel or have been following, right? While we were looking to close that gap over here, I've kept everyone on the sidelines because you're basically wasting your money if you're invested in oil, right? It hasn't gone anywhere, going on 3 months now. It's sideways. And I said that over here. That's when I said, like, you're forbidden from trading oil. It's going nowhere. And it has gone nowhere for 3 months, 2.5 months since. While we've seen explosive moves on the markets we're focused in on, oil is just not exciting. There's no reason to be focused in on oil. It's just not exciting. All right. Thank you. Thank you, Fish, for that comment. Thank you for that. Thank you, guys. I don't even know what to say. I feel like I'm struggling. Oh, Brad. Good to see you in here too this morning. Hope you had a great weekend. Nice. Thanks, Giles. All right. Nice, Greg. That's a joy. That's a joy. And listen, by the way, a couple of things I just want to say now about, because this trade has been going on now since the first week of July, right? I'm exiting, right? I just want you to know a couple of things as you exit a trade. First of all, I could care less if it goes higher from this point. That's great. It does not matter. Okay? I'm happy to be taking profits. Now, and if it does and we break that resistance, yeah, you'll see, we'll find out. I'll probably very interested at looking at going further and getting back in on the Australian dollar, Japanese yen, right? As it takes out an important resistance level over here, right? Now, hopefully, or what I expect to happen, maybe we get some pullback now, because you could see this big breakout. That's a big breakout we got over here. Normally, you get a pullback into that resistance. That's an opportunity, again, to lean into buy. We'll be watching it and tracking it. Australian dollar, Japanese yen under this current environment remains to be something that looks like a pretty good trade and has more room to go. Just because I'm exiting, but when you exit a trade, stop watching it. Do not watch it any further once you exit it, right? It's going to give, like, because if you ever noticed and you ever done it before and then you find yourself getting right back in, you're doing this wrong. The only way you could stop yourself from doing that is just simply just put it away. Don't even look at it anymore. Thanks, Lemmy. All right. What else we're looking at? Thank you very much, Thomas. Thanks, Vance. It's all good for real, but thank you. I don't want to listen. Whatever our circumstances are, all we could do is keep going on, right? So that's what we're doing. What is wrong today in the market? Everything seems to be going right. What do you mean what's wrong with the market? The market's going every which way that we've been positioned and are expecting it to go. I don't follow the VIX, right? I don't follow the VIX whatsoever, so I can't give you any benefit by looking at the VIX. When the VIX is high and volatility is high, I'm aware of it by following what's going on in the markets. Yeah, John, only simply because my whole mindset is that's just a protection against the system where you could, John, like everyone knows what happened in March now. And by the way, what happened in March, we saw coming from a long time before, right? Because we saw late January on this channel. That's what I love about YouTube. All the videos, they're posted on the channel. We were watching what was happening with the outbreak in China and what that was going to mean for the economy, which is why we became so bearish on oil when it was in the mid 50s. Now, the reason I wouldn't sell my physical gold and silver is because that's insurance against the system. It is possible that you could wake up tomorrow, that we could wake up and the whole system has imploded on itself. If you haven't realized that yet, that's something that you need to think about. The system is a house of cards. It's very fragile. Why I think the Fed acted enough to prevent any further liquidity crises for the foreseeable future. We'll have another one again. And then you could have, all of those, dollar bulls be like, yeah, I see I was right. Yeah, but you were wrong for 6 years, right? You never want to sell your gold and silver. That's insurance against the system. That's something hopefully I get to pass on to the next generation. Good compound interest video pinned to the channel. Thank you, Joe. I'm glad you saw that. I don't know how many have. That's the mind frame that you need to have. This is nothing about getting rich quick. This is about being planned and methodical. That's right. The market is never wrong. Ryan, go back to the beginning of the video. So how old was I started trading? Let's see. When I think I was 23, 24 years old. I had my own lease financing company with a partner. We worked really hard, and then I would spend another 40 hours a week on just learning about the markets, whether it was reading books, magazines, anything and everything I can, and that went on for quite a while. And I've, with the exception of 1 year, for the last, I lose track of time now, but for the last 20 years, I've been trading full time. No, I don't. That's not my thesis. That's not my thesis, Vance, whatsoever. Right? Right? And yeah, I mean, that's a whole different story though, right? I mean, if you think we're going apocalyptic, right, then of course you better, own, the things that are valuable, medicine, tobacco, right? Bullet, ammunition, guns. But if you think that in that situation, gold will be worthless, you're not really thinking that through. You're listening to some people who are really interested in perhaps prepping and don't have any type of or understanding of wealth and maybe no, that's not true, Vance. That's not true at all. And just let me go through that really quick. I was listening to someone along that category who's doing a thought experiment. Let's say we're in that situation right now. And let's say that like you have a community of people who have banded together, right? And you're able to go ahead and you guys are all prepared. And now you're living together. And then you have two people that come and want to enter the community. One has an old beat up tractor. Nothing else. He's got some basic skills. And the other has no skills whatsoever, but he's holding, let's say, 20 ounces of gold. Everyone in that thought experiment said that they would pick the guy with the beaten down tractor who has some skills and not the guy with gold because gold would be worthless. What they don't understand or get is that they're already sufficient to gather that community. They don't need the guy with the beaten down tractor. But if they don't think that over the next 5-10 years that the humanity is going to come together and be able to come out of this, that gold is then priceless. So anyway, in my opinion, dead wrong, Vance. That's what I'm saying. But you gotta. It's always about time preference, and people have too short of time preference to be able to put together wealth. All right, everyone. How long we've been going? I can't even hit the right buttons today. Sorry about that. If you're new here, listen. I just want to apologize. We're going to work through that this week. What am I apologizing for? I try to be as sharp as I can. Right? And that's all. Yeah, thanks, Greg. Appreciate it. We're going to call it a session only so that I make sure to get some breakfast and do my best this week to maintain and get as healthy as possible. And with Lyme, a big piece of that is definitely making sure that you're eating, regularly and well. So we'll just take it as it comes. We'll take it as it comes. I'll be looking, and I'm going to have to push through it hard, but I'm going to update us all this afternoon, only because I want to get back into that rhythm. This week is crucial for me, and it's crucial for getting into that flow, getting as sharp as we can for next week as it begins. It's hunting season starting next week. It's hunting season. The fall begins, and we want to get everyone continue. 2020 has been explosive. We want to end as strong as it's been all year, if not even stronger. So that's where we're at. Thanks everyone today for spending this time with me. I hope you all got a clear look at the market. Yeah, it's awesome. Thank each and every one of you. Thanks, Kelvin. Absolutely, thank you. And I'm sorry for even bringing it up to all of you, what's going on. I just want you all to know what's going on, that's all. Yeah, I was missing this too. Thanks, Char. Thanks, Thomas. Hey, thanks, brother. I appreciate that very much. Please let me know if you do come across anything that's Troy. Good session. Thanks for being here. Thank you. Thank you too. Silver reversing. We're into the close. Don't get caught up in the little small fluctuations. Silver's up 2% on the day, coming out of a beautiful retest. Don't look to pick tops. Hey, John. What a beautiful area. Playa del Carmen is absolutely gorgeous. Listen, OPSEX, we need to, keep it as safe as possible. Thanks, Andre, again. Thank you for your generosity, brother. Thank you. Thank you all. Thanks, Lawrence, for picking up on them. Hank, everybody. Have a beautiful day. Thanks. Jesse. Good to see you, brother. Thanks, Troy.